Aloha! What's up, everybody? Welcome to a special edition. Today, I realized that they're doing the moon mission launch, and everyone on Earth is live streaming this right now. So I thought I'd jump on and watch it with all of you. I'm gonna get the chat pulled up as always. Maybe lay off the microphone a little bit so it's not too loud. And I want to give a huge shout out to Jake and Jeremiah over at Skiba News Nation. They just had me on as an honored guest, and we finished up a recording over there. They'll probably put that out in the next few days. You guys can look forward to that and check that out. But yeah, we're going to watch the rocket launch. I'm going to put your comments up on screen. This is Conspiracy Edition, just so you know. I will be avoiding saying certain things, you know, because I'd like to keep the video up. But you guys can say whatever you want to. And there's a lot of other chats. I've been in a lot of other chats watching people, and everyone's like, moderators! Moderators! Get all these flat earthers out of here. Well, I won't be doing that here on my channel. I'm going to get my chat popped open right now, as you can see. Popping out the chat. I've got a couple of different channels pulled up that we can watch together. And let's see. One second. Let me get this figured out over here. I want to be able to put your comments on the screen here. So if you type in @JayDreamerZ, I'll be able to see it. It'll highlight in my chat for me personally, and I'll put your comment up on screen. Give me one quick second. I do have a theory about what's really going on here. I'll share that with you, especially if you're new to my channel. I love to share my innovative theories with you guys so that you can think about them and ponder on them. All right, cool. So let's see. Let's get this chat put onto the screen. We've got less than 10 minutes to launch. I don't know what's going on because I had to mute it to start all of this. But I'm interested to see what the conspiracy theorists out there have to say as we watch the live launching. What do you think is really going on? What do you think the purpose of this is? What do you think is going to happen in 10 minutes or whatever? Looks like they stopped the countdown timer. I wonder what that's about. We'll have to check that out. All right, cool. So if you type in @JayDreamerZ, as you saw Sarah Smith right here just did. What's up, Sarah? She typed in @JayDreamerZ. I was just watching. So because she typed in @JayDreamerZ, it highlights in my chat. I can see it and differentiate that from the other chatter going on. Let me go ahead and share the audio with you guys so we can see what this old man's talking about. This is JayDreamerZ, live on site. We're going to take you now to the old man. Old man, what do you have to say about all of this?
Because we're now finally on a pace to get back to the moon, to understand its resources, to deal with its geopolitical implications. And something that is often missed, we're training in a new generation of flight controllers, launch controllers, engineers are all learning again how to operate psychologically as well as engineering-wise in the vicinity of the moon. That's extraordinarily important to have that base of experience expand again.
You know, Harrison, one of the quirky facts of the human mind is it's capable of putting a marvelous mission to the moon together and then equally capable of losing interest in a matter of years. The drop-off from 1969, that hot summer.
Nobody lost interest, buddy. You guys just stopped doing it. Okay? We're very interested in seeing you do whatever you're doing. We're all watching right now. Okay, nobody lost interest. You just stopped working on it. You just gave up. You went to the moon, played some golf, drove around in your little car, you know, built a homeless shelter up there, and left. You even left the camera guy. We didn't lose interest. You did. Let's see what else I have to say.
I think of the legacy and other media in order to maintain this interest, to look more deeply into what it takes to accomplish these magnificent missions. And that's really important to the American public as well.
I just want to say thanks, Chuck, for 39 great years.
Up there, the blue marble photo, astronauts talk about the overview effect, being able to see Earth from space. You helped all of us see Earth from space, and you didn't even have an iPhone in your pocket to do it.
No, I didn't. I'll tell you, that picture of the Earth is one of many I took on the way to the moon. I think as a geologist, I had a slightly different perspective about seeing the Earth. Yeah, that's where it ought to be. and so I was busy trying to forecast weather patterns and things like that, as well as just getting one heck of a kick out of the whole thing.
Okay. That's where it ought to be. That looks good. Right there. Surrounded by nothing. That looks about right.
What, the geologist has a unique perspective on space? Tell me about it.
Well, I think everybody brings their own perspective about space. And, you know, that perspective, I think, you know, is what I think some people call the overview effect. To me, it's perspective.
Hold on, Peggy. I'm putting my hand down to interrupt you because as you were talking, the clock started ticking again,
great.
And we have a new launch time, Bill, 6:35.
It's going to count down 10 minutes at 6:35. If there are no holes here, there are a few points where they could hold, but right now they're counting 6:35.
Yeah, let me remind everyone how many problems this launch has faced over the past, I don't know, what is it, 2-3 years now? Like, they keep stopping. It's leaking stuff already. That's not good. Like, psst, I'm just kidding. It always does that. But I'm dead serious. They've had lots of problems. Yeah, we got a hydrogen leak. Might want to roll that one back. Okay, cool. We patched that up. We didn't get it right the first time, but now the hydrogen's no longer leaking. Oh, we got a nitrogen leak now. Like, oh boy, they keep coming up with these problems. Like, I expect, if I was the astronaut, I'd be like, it's not working right. What are you guys doing? Why aren't you guys getting it correct the first time? You know what I mean? Like, there's no mistakes. There's no making mistakes or what. Oh, let's roll it back out. Let's see if we got it right. Nope. Something's messed up. You know what I mean? Let me check out what else they're saying here. I'm watching 2 channels right now, CBS, and then we got what is this one? Look at this one's got a crazy chat. It's like 1 million. Oh, this is Fox News. Let's see what they say.
Yeah, OTC, this is CBSC, that 400 step 290.
They're boring. They're saying absolutely nothing. You just hear radio chatter.
So OTC, you're complete with all of your work?
That's affirmed.
All right, copy that. STC?
STC is complete.
Copy that, STC.
We got extra cheese for the Swiss cheese on the moon. Can I get some mustard with that? Copy that. Yes, you can get your mustard.
We have a clear board, sir.
Wow, Fox News is super boring. Let's switch it over to the other one. Hey, Super Chat's coming on in. Who do we got here? We got, excuse me, jeez. Matt Bingen. Or Bengen. Says, thanks, Jay. I wasn't even going to bother watching until I saw you doing the commentary. Let me give that one a heart. Thank you so much, Matt. It's good to have you here. Who else we got in the chat? We got Jason Banks. What's up, Jason? Says, bunch of B-list actors on the set. I actually agree. I've listened to them talk. I did a little edited video listening to the astronauts and how they talk. They mention the word awesome about 1,000 times. When they don't know what to say, when they're not sure like what to say or whatever, they just start speaking in circles and they'll use the word awesome as empty filler. Yeah, it's gonna be an awesome launch. The weather's looking pretty awesome. It looks good. Hey, speaking of the weather, why are they setting this for like the time of day whenever they know that the clouds roll in and it's likely to rain and stuff? You know what I mean? Why aren't you launching at like, I don't know, 10:30 in the morning or something when the weather's typically more clear? Oh snap, we got action. Let me see. Let me jump in here and see what's going on.
And so very excited for him to have this mission.
And Peggy, you had a hand.
Excited. These people never sound excited. I sound excited because I feel like something crazy is about to happen. I don't know. They're not excited. Yeah, we're all really excited over here. Go India. We have landed on the moon. Yay for us. I hope India's watching. What's up, India? Stop calling me. Anyways. Yeah, they don't sound very excited.
Build something stronger than any individual. And that's what I'm impressed with by this group.
What is the difference maker? The thing that makes you say this person is an astronaut and this other person is a talented human being, but just not the right fit?
You know, we end up getting thousands of applicants for each crew member that we're going to select. And so by the time we get honed down to the last group of people that we're talking to, it ends up being Do I want to fly with that person? Would they be?
Do we go with Katy Perry or do we go with Captain Marvel? Which one? I don't know. All right, let me jump back into the chat. We got about 6 minutes left. Their comms are still bad in 2026. Let's see. Astronauts, right? Yeah, they're kicking all you guys out of those other chats. They don't want to hear any of it. I left a comment. Research Project A119 and NASA and Russia's plan to blow up the moon. It immediately got like 30 likes. Damn, I just got a big super chat. Let me give a huge shout out to Mutterfly in the chat. High five, Mutterfly. Thank you very much. Let's eavesdrop in on the conversation here over at CBS.
I think there's a lot of similarities between that food and what they're taking with them to the moon on this mission. And so, you know, one of the neat things about it as well, you can get kind of creative with your food. And so I noticed I was looking at their menu, and there's a lot of tortillas on board. And,
nice.
And tortillas, people ask what your favorite food is.
Talking
and for me, it was a tortilla
lunches.
Because you can do a lot with
Super
it. You can take a sausage patty and some eggs, and you've got a breakfast burrito.
To the mission, buddy?
Yeah. Pretty nice.
Want to maybe tell us what the point of all this is?
It's 6:30 now on the...
Now, the astronauts have already told you what the point of it is. They're going to look at the moon. That's pretty much it. We want to just look at the moon. But they're also going to run really weird experiments while they're up there. They have biochips, these chips that they're going to attach to their skin and stuff, and it's going to like take samples of their cellular structure and stuff while they're out there in space. They're running all these weird missions. It sounds to me like the astronauts are more like test subjects, actually.
System. That's the whole rocket's entire self-destruct system that we were talking about earlier. You know, it sounds unusual, but every rocket launched from the East Coast has a self-destruct system to protect surrounding communities in case of
like they don't just
major
choose
problem.
Freemasons,
Bottom line
right?
is, I'm just
like you can just apply to be an astronaut like you're applying at McDonald's for a job or something.
Of any problems at all at this point, it's all on schedule.
You know, Bill, on that point, and we've all mentioned risk, we know everyone expects this to go well, but the reality of spaceflight is that it's a difficult and challenging endeavor. And on that point, the commander of Artemis 2, Reed Wiseman, who we were just talking about, spoke to CBS News before the launch.
90 seconds into the
Artemis 2 mission. Oh shit, it did launch. My bad. I'm backwards. Hold on. Let's go back a little bit.
Test flight that led to Apollo 11 and the moon landing.
And
you're talking about photographs that Harrison Schmitt took. She had the photo, ended up in the bring back to inspire.
I want to watch it. Don't tell me what happens. Don't tell me what happens.
Really pages.
I'm skipping forward.
Into.
Hold on. Let's skip to 10 seconds.
And
13,
here we go.
12, 11, 10. Everyone's
9,
already seen this. Damn.
8, 7.
All right. Let's see.
RS-25 engines lit.
Oh, we got fire.
4, 3, 2,
got fired.
1. Booster ignition.
Booster ignition.
And liftoff.
Snap. All right, here they go.
The crew of Artemis 2 now
happens.
bound for the moon.
No spoilers.
Humanity's next great voyage begins.
All right, lots of smoke. Birds are getting the hell out of there.
Good roll pitch.
Already in the angle.
Roger, roll pitch.
It's because they usually...
Houston now controlling the flight of integrity on the Artemis 2 mission around the moon.
They're not. You would think they would blast off straight up into space. That's the shortest
Integrity,
distance.
AMT high.
You know what I'm saying? Like you would think they would just go straight up into space, but they don't. They always, it's like leaning and leaning and leaning and leaning, and they have to keep cutting to these different shots so that you don't realize with your conscious mind, this is making an arch. Watch it. Let's just watch. You'll see. They're going to cut away. The second it looks like it's going too much at an angle, they keep cutting away to different shots. There he goes. So far, so good. I don't know. Let's see what happens. Don't tell me. Don't tell me. I hear about 12 people cheering. Not bad.
Mission elapsed time, passing
snap.
1 minute.
We can't get high enough.
On, Ponce de Leon.
We can't get high enough. Where is it?
Leon, you loud and clear on Ponce de Leon. Have you the
Ponce
same?
de Leon? I swear he just said
Communication
Ponce de
signal
Leon.
transfer confirmed as Integrity and its crew go supersonic. Approaching 90 seconds into the Artemis 2 mission.
Closing
Integrity
time.
is 14 miles in altitude, 8 miles downrange, traveling more than 2,600 miles per hour.
Alright, let's see what else we got here. Artemis. Yeah, doesn't it kind of look like it's going down now? Okay. Oh, you don't understand. You got to go to college for 14 and a half years and get a diploma and a certificate, etc.
1 minute 50 seconds
This
of
is all
mission
an
elapsed
optical
time,
illusion. You
standing
have to
by for main
understand it's
engine
not-
throttle down to
not coming down at all.
85%, ahead of solid rocket
It's going
booster
way straight
separation
up into the
expected
air.
at the 2-minute 9-second mark.
A bottle rocket.
We see throttle
Hey, the
down.
Sweet Thundercats logo. Okay, let's zoom in on it. What do we got? Everyone's watching, you know.
Confirmed separation.
Most people are watching right now.
Main engine's throttling up. Guidance converged.
Wondering what might occur or whatever. Okay, so they lost their 2 rockets. You guys might want to look out and duck.
Integrity. Guidance converged. Performance nominal.
This?
Upper stage RCS ready.
Why weren't we showing this camera with this image the whole time? Why are you showing that? Don't cut away to that.
Integrity.
Where are
SM
those
priming
going to
complete.
land? In the ocean, I'm hoping. Aren't there people out there though? Do they warn anyone?
2 minutes
Do they go
45
around
seconds of
warning
mission
people?
elapsed time into the Artemis
we're
2
gonna
mission.
drop
Thrusters on integrity and
our
upper stage confirmed in
gas
a ready
tanks
state ahead of service
from the
module
sky?
fairing separation.
One gigantic
3 minutes
fire
into
truck.
We are gathering ourselves here in the studio for what was very close to an on-time launch and a very impressive one. 3 miles away is the building where we're sitting. And the sound and then the wave of power, the disturbance just in the atmosphere hit us, and it felt like an earthquake. Everything was rattling, the wind.
There was a disturbance in the force. Oh, what's this? This one's way back too. How did that happen? How did my videos get all far back? Ooh, what is this? Hold on, let me see what this is. Okay, so the Fox has them already way up high with choppy video. What is going on here? Look at this.
On time now,
Look at this
5 minutes, 20
crappy
seconds of
video.
time into the Artemis 2
Now look,
mission.
normal
At this point,
video.
3 good main engines are all that's needed to carry integrity to a
What, this
nominal
dude's
main engine
crying?
cutoff target.
Aw, bro, don't cry.
This time we're
You're
seeing
good.
4 good engines here in mission
You're
control.
fine.
Integrity
They made it.
75 miles an
They
altitude,
made it.
330 miles
They
downrange,
made it.
approaching 10,000
Like from the Neverending
miles
Story.
per hour.
Look at that dot. Look at that dot way out there. Alright, what else we got? Let me go back and forth. There's another dot. Wait, there's a bunch of blinky dots. Look, there's a blinky dot right there. There's one there, there's one there, there's one over here.
Looking good at 6 minutes.
What is that? Why does my video keep going so far behind?
Same on board, Stan.
Now we have this. What is this? Why are you showing us graphics? This is 2026. Cut to the live. Cut to the video. We don't need these graphics. Well, you don't understand. You didn't go to college for 23 years. You have to understand, like, it's the Van Allen belts and it's impossible, and we have to cut away. They can't show you they can't show you the stuff at this particular moment because pay no attention. What else did the other channel got? There's the smoke. Okay,
Seconds
sweet.
of mission elapsed time. Shutdown plan is as expected.
Graphics again.
Again,
Let's
the time
see.
of Miko was
The
confirmed
blur
3
is so they
minutes,
can
2
say,
seconds into
"Oh,
flight.
radiation." Okay. That dude with the rocket and the GoPro had a better camera than NASA. Yeah, what is this? What channel is this? What is this? CBS? What are you doing,
7
CBS?
minutes of mission elapsed time.
This is Fox News. Look at this choppy Earth.
Throttling down as we approach the abort once around option.
Look at this weird digitized sun and stuff like that. What's going on here, dude?
84 miles in altitude.
Come on, we've done better than that. Many times. Not we. I'm not a part of it, but you know what I'm saying. What's all this digital crap? Oh my goodness, excuse me. That was a good one. What is this?
The window is now open for an abort once around option that would
Where's
target
the volume
splashdown
on this
in the
thing?
Pacific Ocean. Still following nominal ascent at this time.
What do you say about the ocean? What are we looking at?
About 10 seconds remaining until the main engine cutoff of the Space Launch System core stage.
10
Standing
seconds
by for
remaining
confirmation
before
of
the
Miko and core
cutoff of
stage
the
separation.
system core stage. Okay, now we have like the UFO UAP video or whatever this is supposed to be. What are we looking at? Hold on, where's the good stuff? Where's the space stuff? Oh, okay, here we go. Now we got some action going on. So something is dislodging from something else. What is this? Oh, go back to that. No, go back to that. Why are you showing? Nobody cares to see this. Dude, everyone on Earth does not want to see that. There's not one person on Earth who's like, oh yeah, show me the... Show me the digital freaking representation. I want to see that live
8 minutes 40
stuff.
seconds into the flight, we have a nominal main engine cutoff heading in the right trajectory.
I'm
on the
going
way to
back.
swing
Let me
around the
rewind
moon.
that. Hold on. I want to
Core
see where that
stage has
thing
separated
come
and
off the
done
other
its job
thing.
to space
At 6 minutes.
Where was that?
booster off.
Where did that
The
go? I'm
trajectory
rewinding
and
it.
engine
No,
previewing
we
at
don't want to see
8
this.
Nominal shutdown.
Nominal shutdown.
seconds of no was confirmed.
Where is it?
Elapsed. Throttle at the 700.
Bull. No, I want to see the thing. I saw. Oh, here he goes. Here we go. Here we go. Here. Check this out. They only showed that for a second. Here it comes. Get ready. I see some weird stuff floating in the air. That's why I wanted to see that. Where did it
8
go?
minutes 40 seconds into the flight, we have a nominal main engine cutoff heading in the right trajectory on the way to swing around the
Oh,
moon.
come on.
Nominal
Where did it go?
Separated.
There it is. Look at all that. What is that?
Nominal.
Wait a minute. Hold on. Play that part again. It's 10 seconds. Okay, check this out. Let me play that in slow motion. Playback speed super slow. Oh, I mean, I don't want them to sound drunk. All right, boom. Is it playing? Yeah, go back again and again. Boom. What is all that? You see all these little floaties? I'm gonna go back again. Look at all these little floaties. Go all the way back. Hold on, let me watch it here. Okay, here we go. Now, there's all kinds of crap floating around. What is that? What is that? A chip? What is that thing? Well, what is all this stuff? Shouldn't there not be anything? What is all this stuff that's already out there? This is a lot of debris. Okay. Anyways, let me put it back to regular speed here. Alright, regular speed, bam. Ludicrous speed. Alright, let me just reset that channel. Look at this. More of this? What is this garbage? This is 2026. I need like 10 cameras at least from multiple different angles, okay? Look at this, the other channel. What is this garbage? Well, we don't have the technology to live stream from space. We did have the technology, but we lost it. We destroyed that technology long ago, back in 1969. And it's a difficult process to put it back together again. Need bigger ears to say that. Anyways, what is this, dude? Oh, this is garbage. Look at this crap. Why are they showing this? Look, here's a picture. Here's a toy. You know what I mean? No, I'm not buying it. You got SpaceX satellites and all that crap for internet right next to you. Fudge that. I want to see it. What is this? You know what I mean? Are you guys falling for this crap? Are you guys really gonna fall for this? The world? I'm referring to the world. Wow, you should see this chat. What channel is this? These people are wacko. Like, I'm not even talking about conspiracy theorists. This is Fox News. Listen to these weird comments, dude. People are talking about, they say that the weirdest stuff in here. And they're just saying some weird stuff. Let me see what people are saying in their super chats. This guy says the amount of people not realizing this is just a graphic for our reference is insane. Pray for humanity, y'all. Well, he probably thinks that the graphic represents, he doesn't probably realize that, you know, the graphic is there to not show you the truth. What else we got? My name is Joseph Ellis Aragon, and I just want to be a part of history, and my sons can be proud of me. Aw. Well, that's nice that he's thinking about his family. What else we got? Rapture is soon. All born-again believers will go to be with the Lord. We are not abducted by aliens. NASA is a lie. Grace alone, through faith alone. Interesting. So speaking of the rapture, let me remind you, especially if you're new watching my channel, they are going to blow up the moon. That's what I believe that this is happening, okay? It's called Project A119. And there's other projects as well. They've had lots of time since 1959 to improve upon Project A119, which is the United States and Russia's plans to blow up the moon with nuclear weapons. So we have missiles being shot up at the moon. We have all these satellites that are blowing up in the air at random. Like every day we have different satellites just dropping out of the sky and blowing up and stuff. I'm telling you, that's my theory. They are trying to blow up the firmament, which is the source for the moon. I just went over this on a podcast I was invited to, but that's what I think is happening here. I think that this is step number 1 in trying to blow up the moon. April Fool's Day, by the way. Are they building a hotel on the moon? No, but they're selling tickets to stay at a fictional hotel on the moon. If you have $500,000 and you're dumb, you can buy one. I'm dead serious. They're selling that. This is the absolute best place to be for this. Hold on, let me get the audio. Oh, they don't have audio. That's lame. Let me see. They got audio on this one? Oh, this one's still in slow-mo. Hold on. He's all drunk sounding. All right.
Now past the dynamic phase of.
Hold on. I'm refreshing. Oh, there's these drunk chicks.
Love. So many emotions, you know. They're truly.
I love listening to people in slow-mo. Alright, let's do fast, regular speed.
Barriers, and hopefully, you know, as Gary just said, they've got a long
returning than any other scene. What all of these
I can DJ
milestones that all of these
way to welcome in the Artemis generation.
Yeah, how do you feel? I mean, we saw beautiful
oh snap! DJ JayDreamerZ in the house.
But also some of those
that's way more entertaining.
We saw young and old.
What is she saying?
Emotional, overcome by this history-making moment.
Man, we are going back to the moon for all, and we saw that today. We saw that in all the crowds, and yeah, you guys just saw that view, the sunrise or sunset. I guess they just made it over the crest of the Earth, and you could see the sun peeking over.
It's not a sunrise or a sunset when you're like in space, because you can just go one way or the other.
To see what they're looking
at
in about 5 or 6 days.
Yeah, and you know, I know a lot of people are like, you know what, I'm surprised this launched on the first try, because we know, like any
I'm surprised
thing, we have to be, keeping
there wasn't a big
mind.
flash.
We want to
That's
make
what
sure
I'm
we're ready to go, but we were ready to go, and I think it surprised a lot of people. What a wonderful surprise on this Wednesday evening.
What a wonderful surprise. Where's the footage?
Me as well, but you know, it's just a testament to the team here that has been working so hard
there you
on
go.
Artemis. You know, Artemis
There's
1,
the Artemis rocket
we learned a
right
ton
there.
From the wet dress for Artemis 2. We were able to go
now
in,
keep
fix
in
those
mind,
things.
they're not like flying out towards the moon. They're so far away they can't live stream or send you back footage or anything. Okay, they're not. According to their, hold on, let me
and so
mute
we
this.
can continue to watch Christina.
My bad, sorry. I was playing 2 audios at the same time. So, listen, they want to show you stuff like this and this. Anything but the actual rocket and what's going on in outer space. The place that we would love to see and peek out into. Even if it's just the side of a rocket. Who cares? What if an alien, like, attaches to the side of it or something right now? What if there's some creature, like, walking all over that crap and I can't see it? There you go. See, that's what I'm talking about. Show that. Let's leave it on that. Oh, what? Come on, don't do that. I want to see the alien. I want to see the weird dust and bubbles and space bubbles and all that weird stuff. Okay, I don't need to see this. What is this? What is this garbage? Okay? They're like, use your imagination. They're going to the moon. See? Look, just look at this and imagine it. Visualize it. What is that? I don't want to see that. Yeah, it's DJ JayDreamerZ for a minute. Alright, Jake, 33 is in the chat and says, Jay, bro, people I know are watching this fully seriously. How can anyone still think this is real? Well, I mean, there's a real element to it. You know, we watched it take off or whatever. But it's simple. People believe the reality with which they are presented. Which is a quote from the moon. In The Truman Show. The man on the moon. That's what they say. That's literally comes from the dude in the moon. The man on the moon. He says people believe the reality with which they're presented. Wakey Wakey Eggs and Bakey says, Jay, they can send stuff back from Hubble. Yeah, I know. They're never going to point the Hubble at the moon or the Earth or anything else. Right? The blue screen of death. Yeah, we did get that. The moon is a wheel of cheese, says Ryan. Fake glitches. What's up, Suede? Good to see you. Yeah, I know. You guys can make way better presentations yourselves. Dude, I could fake a moon landing or whatever myself. What is this? Where is it? Where'd it go? You don't understand. We need to show you these guys working hard at the computer. Let's see what they're doing. Let's spy on them. This guy's picking his nose. You see that? Totally. Ew! He's wiping snot off. You see that? What's he doing? He's like, oh, damn. Oh, we totally got him. He's wiping it on the screen. Oh, you missed it. I was in the way. He wiped his nose, and then he reached out and touched his computer equipment. It was disgusting. Ooh, let's spy on these dudes. Hold on, let me move this comment. Hold up, let me just spy on these dudes. All right, we're going live. Look, this looks like action-packed. Dude, India was more excited. Come on, guys, you got to do something. You can't just look at this chick. She's just sitting there chilling. This is boring. They're just looking at a screen. Where not one person actually has eyes on the rocket, even in their headquarters. You know, you might want to think about that. All right, let me jump into the chat and see what you guys think is going on here. What do you guys think is going on here? Why do you think they're showing you computer graphics instead of in the year 2026 with a technology out of control? Advancements like we've never seen before. Why are they showing you a cheesy, crappy space device, a terrible 3D model picture? Why is that happening? Look at it. Which one do you like better? This one or this one? I don't know. I'm gonna go with that one. It's a little better. You know, it almost looks like there's something in the background there. I don't know. But this is bad. You know, Xbox, PlayStation, video games have far surpassed that. At least put something that looks like this is billions. This is your tax dollars. These are the people that are rooting for this. This is your tax dollars. They've taken billions of dollars and told you, oh, it's really expensive. Oh, it's super expensive. It's not that expensive. They're just charging you a bunch to do it. This is what you get. This is the outcome. Where is it? Where's the live feed? Where's the video footage? Nowhere. It is nowhere to be found. I mean, they do live feeds from freaking ISS, right? That's where these people are. They're in low Earth orbit, allegedly. I'm pissed. I'm kind of mad about this. Are you guys mad? Oh, you want to hear them explain it all? Let's listen in on what they're saying here. All right, CBS is not saying a damn thing. They're super quiet right now, just showing you this. They're not talking at all. Let's see what we got over on... is it Fox? Hold on, let me see. Oh yeah, Fox. This is Fox. Let's see what they say.
Give us just 1 minute.
Oh, he wants a minute now. I jumped in right when I needed
it. Just ready to copy.
Look at it.
Roger. TDRS handover east to west expected 1 second earlier at 5:1 minutes.
I'm looking at the stats. I'm blocking them right now, but it says they're traveling 17,040 miles an hour. If you can believe that. 17,000 miles an hour. Did it look like they were going 17,000 miles an hour in any of that video footage? It didn't look like it to me. They're 509 miles above the Earth, allegedly. And I think 239,000 miles away from the moon, allegedly. 16. Oh, they're slowing down. Now they're going 16,960 miles an hour. And slowing. How are you slowing down? Reverse thrusters! Blow the rockets in the front! We can't! That's where we are! That's where that's where we're sitting! We can't do that! Well then, do some air spritzes! Dude, we're going 16,000 miles an hour! Air spritzes don't do shit. Psst, 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 psst. Release all the air, dude. We're going too fast. Like, come on. How are you slowing down from 17,000 miles an hour? Ooh, buddy. Oh, man, I made my eyes water. We're all mad down here, says JayEther. They're gonna disappear, fake. They show us the BS and leave us a CGI image. What is that? Look at that. We landed on the moon. Like that one Indian president. You guys remember that? Hold on, let me see if I can find that, dude. Indian president waving flag moon landing. Boom. Let's check this out. Video. There he is. Let me see if I can get this dude.
For today and for our future generations.
Hold up, where is he? He's trying to pump everybody up. Where's the flag waving?
This is the efforts of the whole country,
Oh, they
India.
don't show it. Hold on. Let me go back. I want to see this. Where's him waving the flag?
जी हाँ, आप
Oh, here he
अपनी
goes.
स्क्रीन पे देख सकते हैं कि हम
This is way more exciting.
Wow,
Listen to
land
India.
module.
Look at that crap. Let's go back to America. Hold on. Let me go back to America. We're going to the moon, and this is what we get. And then you saw the people in the little place. Okay, let's go back to the excited Indian people. Where are they? Hold up. Where am I here? There it is.
People are applauding. Let us all wait to hear from the Secretary, Department of Space and Chairman ISRO, Shri S. Somnath.
लैंडर मॉड्यूल पूरी तरह से सेफली और सॉफ्टली चंद्रमा की सतह पे लैंड हो चुका है। ये हम लोगों के लिए बहुत ही गर्व की बात है। हिंदी में एक कहावत है कि चंदा मामा दूर के, लेकिन अब हम ये कह सकते हैं कि चंदा मामा अपने घर के।
बहुत ही उम्दा. The hard work of the entire ISRO community has come to fruition.
Oh God, I better stop. Somebody's gonna complain. You're appropriating the Indian people's culture. And they're not called Indian. You can't call them that anymore. I don't know. I don't know what people say. All right. Okay, we got Irmas de Batala, who says, JayDreamerZ, it's midnight here in Portugal. There's a full moon and I can't stop laughing. Good. I'm glad we can have fun with it, right? What else we got? Oh my God, I gotta see this. The Passover is today. Is it? Interesting. What else we got? I love my indie people. Boom. April Fools. The vacuum of space generates a lot of tension. Let's see. Definitely saw Voltron, one of the scene cuts. That's funny. Let's see what else we got. We got anything? Nothing? This is what they're going to show you guys? This was the hype? Please. No. Listen, they're probably up there, you know, I don't know what. They're trying to get to the firmament and blow up the firmament, basically. Let me hear that. Can we spy on them, at least? Can we listen?
Right now, the low point's about 17 miles.
No.
And a chat with...
What is this? Are they done? Play.
That touches at our heartstrings and represents the best of humanity.
Just trying to touch your heartstrings.
Well, I think what you're seeing is people's reaction to a really challenging endeavor being met. And we're also thinking about, as we see this, what it's like for these astronauts to be such intrepid explorers. And I think we're deeply appreciative to them for their willingness to do this. And I think at the same time, the one other thing we think is that it is so exciting. It's so exciting that it really does pull your emotions right up to the surface.
Yeah. So what is happening now? What is the crew doing?
Well, I'll tell you what they're doing, because they already said the first thing they would do is check the toilet. That's what they said in the news conference. I swear to God. They said, once we get into space and we're really high, we're going to take a nap and then we're going to check the toilet, because that's really important. That's basically what they said. If you don't believe me, go watch their news conference.
So that they can continue the rest of the mission. And they're really getting everything oriented for what's coming up next. You have to remember that they have a very long list of things that they have to do to accomplish over the next several hours They're going to alter their orbit. They're going to change their orbit just slightly by circularizing it a little bit and increasing the orbital altitudes over the
What is this garbage?
next day. And they're also going to take some craft by doing something they call proximity operations, in which what they do is they pretend to dock with the ICPS, which...
Do you hear the language that's being used here? They use a higher vocabulary so that your average person is just impressed and thinks that the big to-dos are happening. Proximity operations just means working with whatever's nearby. That's all that really means. That means just like messing with stuff that's around you. That's all that means. But they're going to call it proximity operations.
29 minutes into mission elapsed time. Are they officially in the second orbit? Because it's my understanding the first orbit was very fast. The second orbit of the Earth is like 24 hours.
Yeah, so they first got up to Earth orbit, and they're like finishing off that first part of their, if you would call it, Earth orbit insertion, if you will. And now they're onto their first full orbit.
Insertion? Really?
So they'll continue in orbit around Earth for about a day.
How? How is this even possible? How are you turning? You know what I mean? I want to see. I saw one rocket on the back. I saw the big one, okay? Are they going to try to tell me those big ones on the bottom, like, move, and it's going to push them in the vacuum of space when it's pushing against nothing at all? Look at this. It's constant turning. There's not even a straightness to any of these lines.
To get on with the business of heading out to the moon.
And they get 2 4-hour naps, right? All right, Derek Pitts, we appreciate you starting us off. We are going to be talking more in depth about the entirety of the mission, but we appreciate you helping us understand what is happening right now.
I wonder what's going to wake them up. You know what I mean? Like when they're taking these naps after they get really high and they're super tired. I wonder what's going to wake them up. Do they have like a little wind up clock that they brought with them just in case like the Van Allen belts screw up their, like they don't want to oversleep or something? Do they have backup alarms? Is it a wristwatch? Is it their cell phones? What is it? Is it a song that plays? What song would it be?
Night launch, so we saw as night turned into day and we felt the ground shake.
This dude has a tiny face on a big face. He has a lot more room for his face.
Sort of interesting because you see the launch, but it takes just a few moments before the sound wave gets to you, and that you feel everything shaking. We're on the rooftop of the.
Now they're explaining things that you should already know, right? If there's a big explosion far away, it's going to take a minute for the sound to get to you. It's going to create percussions in the air. It's going to shake the air and stuff. But they're reiterating this like it's the first time it's ever happened.
Returning to the moon is something 50 years in the making. I mean, it's just remarkable to have been able to be here and just witness that. And
it's still in the making, buddy. You're not going to land on the moon. Nobody's going to walk on the moon at all. Meanwhile, in Hollywood, they have a few different sets right now, I bet you. I don't know how that's going to play out. I feel like there's going to be something that happens, where they're not going to be able to walk on the moon. Maybe war. I don't know what happens, but they're definitely not going to walk on the moon. They do this rocket launch crap all the time. I'm not impressed.
Utah, I'm sure that from every state in the nation, but we spoke to folks that came here, drove over, flew over at both the Kennedy Space Center Visitor Center and also at different locations here at a T-shirt shop. People were just buying souvenirs. There's just this excitement that we're entering this new era of a space exploration. Because remember, this lunar...
Let's see, all the Indian people are always super excited. Look, Farmer John here is not... Why? Look at all these people watching it through their phones. You know what I mean? Isn't that crazy? Oh, look, some old-fashioned people that don't have phones actually just recording it with their brain. Hey, thank you so much to Abby Oz for the super chat donation. Appreciate you. Let's skip channels. Let's see what Fox has. Nothing. Still? We're gonna ditch Fox, dude. Let's look this up. Let's watch NASA's Artemis moon mission. See if anybody else has anything interesting. All right, this one's got the same animation. That one's got the same animation. What is this? Time? Same animation. Okay. What's the CBS? Oh, that's the other one I have going. What is this one? SFN? Same animation. Boring. Same animation. Boring. What is this, man? Is this really? Maybe this is why no one cares. Oh look, it's at least they're showing some smoke. Let's check them out. NBC News.
Hopeful view. I mean, I hope that we have many different nations going to the moon and all cooperating for the benefit of all humanity. But as you said, there, geopolitics, exist in space as well. Whatever geopolitics we have on the Earth, we launch that into space with us. So it's not like we can escape that.
You're playing my outro?
But I think the more nations, the more people, the more organizations that see that bigger picture, that see the vantage point that space provides us, the better off that we're all going to be. So I hope it leads to an era of cooperation. And again, what motivates us as humans is awe and wonder, and the awe and wonder is something that can bring us together and to unify.
The awe and wonder. Do you listen to these people? Does anyone process what these people are saying? Through the cheese grater of the mind. It's hard to process what they're saying, because let me tell you the secret, they're not saying anything at all. They're just talking. They have no point. They're not teaching anything. They're not informing you about anything. They're talking about dumb, childish, first grader type, level stuff. The awe and wonder. It's just, you got to wonder at it. It's just amazing. It's just like, no, you don't have to wonder at it. You can figure it out. This is supposed to be scientific.
At all. It's the exhaust from the launch.
Here's the exhaust.
Just an incredible sight. But
look at that.
I think what's going to stick with me permanently, Gotti, is not looking this way. Yes, you see the fireball, you hear the incredible sound. That was cool. But what really meant a lot was looking this way and seeing the raw reaction, the jaws drop on the kids' faces. Met so many people today who left school for this and said, I want to be an astronaut someday. To see how they reacted to this, to talk with the 88-year-olds, conversely. And
the 88-year-olds, really? You had to throw that one in there? Okay.
Apollo mission, and how they feel a sense that we're back to that golden age of space exploration.
Wrong.
To hear what it means.
You're so far away. You're not even close to, listen, 1969 was pristine compared to this garbage. Okay, let me go back to that other thing. Oh, here's the little face guy. Let's hear what he's talking about.
Be a unifying moment among all Americans. It's just really remarkable.
A unifying moment. I feel so at one with everyone, with all of you right now.
Center in Houston. I imagine there are thermoses full of Diet Coke, coffee, whatever have you. Explain to us their role in this.
In the background with his gaming chair.
Well, our newsroom is certainly busy here at the Johnson Space Center, but nothing like Master Control. Although, if you look into Master Control, it's going to look like the most orderly office you've ever seen.
Dude, that's what they called the bad guy in the new Tron movie. The AI
is working like it should, and the mission is staying on track. And that can be little things, like shortly after they got up in...
Does this guy have black eyes? You see mine? Mine are green. You see that? You see those eye colors? Look at this
fire on time. They did some quick troubleshooting, checked with the crew on board Orion.
Why does it sound like they plug their nose when they talk?
Yes, it sounded like they checked with the crew on Orion, and I'm going to insert pauses when I speak, emphasizing certain words. When you see rockets blasting off, there we have fire. It's going up, as you can see. There is a trail of smoke. The scene here is awesome. What? You got a victory royale? Good job, buddy. All right. The rocket is going. There's some digital artifacts happening here.
What's going on?
330 cubic feet. It is like being in two minivans. This is the training capsule, so it's an exact replica of what they're sitting in right now that they've been using to train in, and it's cozy. I'll tell you that. You got 4 people that are going to be very close friends or never speak again after this mission, I suspect, based on how close they'll be spending together. 2 of the chairs fold up and get out of the way, so there's a little bit more room. But the chairs that we're sitting in on the screen there, the mission commander and the pilot chairs, those are going to stay in place as they have duties throughout the launch. And right now,
don't they have a window?
They're pretty busy. They are monitoring everything that's going on, making sure the capsule is working right.
Can't they see? Don't they have a window or something where they can see where they're going? I want to see.
something that's never happened before. Remember, people have never been inside this capsule in space before, so everything that happens from here is a first.
I got to ask you, you're our transportation guy. Did you geek out?
A little bit, yeah. I mean, listen, it is always fun when you get to fly a simulator, and this is, you know, that simulator unlike any other because
okay, we're not even talking
it's
about
a spacecraft.
We're just talking about this video game guy. All right, we're gonna leave the video game guy. That's me. 400 people watching right now. High five. All right.
Yeah, there's been so much talk about the Apollo generation, and now we've got the Artemis generation, and there is an overlap here. Those that were alive to see Apollo now seeing Artemis. It seems like this is the space generation, right?
Wrong. You're not seeing anything. Hold on, I don't want to pause him. Let me refresh that. Oh, what happened? Oh, it's going to show you a commercial. I got to pause that. Anyways, this is not the Artemis generation. That was just regular rocket launch. Okay, they do that all the time. They shoot the rockets up. And you saw how it didn't quite look like it was going up after about 15 seconds. And then it kind of looked like it was maybe going back down. Like it's going far away and then just coming back down. I don't know. And then whenever they come back and they do their splashdown, they're just going to like get back into this little boat and they're just gonna like drop them off in the ocean and then come back an hour later. Oh, there they are. What is this? The weather? Who cares? Who cares about the weather? I want to see. Well, I guess I'd rather watch the weather. I guess that was the end of that show. Let's see what Nasal Guy is talking about.
As also, I think, really good perspective to see just how small that capsule actually is, and
be going so well so far.
So now that we are, let me look at the NASA broadcast. Now that we are, okay, now I'm hitting refresh. This is what happens when you go on. Are there any risks right now in this? Are there any risks right now in this? Or is the riskiest part behind them? Or is the risk
a part that had large risk? Event is for them to do the perigee raising maneuver, which happens at about 49 minutes after launch.
Sorry.
And basically, the perigee is the lowest part. It's the part of the orbit that's the closest to the Earth. And so they are approaching what's called apogee, the farthest part, because it's a very elliptical orbit. And so they need to raise the perigee to a safe altitude, and so they're going to be doing that soon. So that's the next big event.
Oh,
when is their first nap?
The perigee.
That's a great question. There's a lot going on in this first day and into the second day, because this flight day 2 has the burn to the moon, where they fire the engines to propel them to the moon.
Burn on their way to the moon.
There's what's called a proximity operation maneuver that they're going to do. They're going to separate from the upper stage and then basically maneuver around it to basically test drive the Orion spacecraft.
You hear how these people never speak in layman's terms ever? You know, they're going to be a perigee upper backward thrust reversed hip maneuver towards the frontal section. Like what?
Busy schedule ahead.
And so Peggy Whitson, who was part of the team that helped decide the Artemis crew, said, you know, they had thousands of applicants for each position. What does it take to get selected for something like this? And can you help us understand, maybe for somebody who doesn't understand the risk that you have to accept when you accept the position?
Yeah, let me answer that question for him, okay? You have to be either super gullible, okay? It depends on what mission it is. Or you have to be a part of the Brotherhood. You have to be a Freemason. You have to swear an oath that you're not going to share the things that, you know, that are being shown. Hey, check this out. We got action. Hold on. Let me see what we got. See, look at it. Now they're showing you inside of it.
And everyone that I know that's in the business does it because they believe what they're doing has a tremendous benefit for all of humanity, and that makes the risk worth it. There's a risk-benefit trade-off that calculus is done, and it shows that you should do it.
Ticklish.
I gotta be quick with you, but if you could talk to the crew right now, what would you tell them?
Congratulations, you guys are doing great. I wish I was there with you.
Do you?
Of course, yeah, of course. It's going to be an amazing mission to go, beyond the moon and to see the Earth rise. I mean, we haven't seen that in 54 years. It changed.
Dude, if I landed on the moon, I would scoop up some sand at least, and take it back or whatever. Like, put it in my pocket.
Defining moment in our history.
Hey, by the way, I saw them getting ready, and this is so weird, but when they were on the spacecraft at the beginning, they have their spacesuits or whatever, and this dude like just adjusted his sleeve and like put it over his glove. I'm like, that's not sealed? Your spacesuits aren't sealed? Say like the little sleeves they have? I don't understand how that's supposed to work, but I thought that was pretty weird. Oh, is that it? Are they done? Is that all the roasting we can do? That's boring. What a boring moon mission launch thing. Hold on, let's see what this guy's saying. Oh, he's in slow-mo. Hold on, let me do it regular speed.
Moon is particularly crusty, right? Like the moon's crust is very thick. Crusty? What are we going to learn scientifically from this mission?
Well, sure. And of course, the Apollo astronauts saw the far side of the moon, maybe not the exact track that these astronauts will see. And the far side of the moon is more cratered, if you will. It takes a lot more impacts just because of the geometry of how things work. But, they're going to
How about you explain how there are even craters on the side that is facing the Earth? Right? If it's always facing the Earth, something has to go through the Earth to hit that side of it, right? Isn't that kind of the logic there?
Pretty far away, so they'll take some nice pictures. They might make some other measurements. Scientifically, it's hard to say that we're going to learn too much more because they're going to be very far away. They are going to be the farthest humans that have ever flown from the Earth, so they won't be that close to the surface. But an exciting mission nonetheless.
And to you, what does this mission represent?
I think first and foremost, this sends a message that America is back.
Ooh, look at that. James is super flirting with somebody in the chat. Oh, snap. We have if you guys get married, then, you have to invite me to the wedding or whatever, because you met in my chat room. All right, let's get back to the thing.
People like me, I was an 8-year-old kid when Apollo 11 landed on the moon, and that helped reinforce my determination to study engineering and be part of the technical team that formed my generation. And so this is going to inspire the next generation. And frankly, besides the technical spin-offs, I think that's the most important thing.
Yeah, and it couldn't have come at a better time. I got to say, I wish I was of that generation. My grandfather worked on the Apollo missions, and so it's part of my family. And yet, we live in a day and age where, we're seeing the advent of this AI deep fake generation, and there is a lot of skepticism. And you hear from time to time people say, look, we never landed on the moon. This was all, a hoax perpetrated on the American public. And yet, on this day, and for the next 10 days, I'm hoping that we get to see a lot of concrete proof that once and for all puts all of that to bed in an experience that we can all share.
Yeah.
But as an astronaut,
good point. Let's see some concrete proof. You could literally do that right now instead of talking. Instead of showing me what just happened 15 minutes ago or 20 minutes ago, you could show me concrete proof. The astronauts could be live streaming. I want to see their faces when they're like from the side. This is the most intense G-forces ever. You know what I mean? Something. Come on, you can live stream from the ISS. You can definitely live stream from whatever that is. And they're not even telling you why they're cutting to garbage instead of showing you real stuff.
Which was a great movie, by the way. It starred O.J. Simpson about a fake NASA Mars landing, right?
Oh, Capricorn 1.
And so, it's kind of like the flat earthers. What can you do?
What can you do, buddy?
What can you do other than hopefully?
Neither one of you can do shit. I'm going to tell you that right now. You better stop trying to intellectually bully people. Okay, it's kind of like the flat earthers. What can you do, dude? Really? You just come up with some insults? live for the whole world to see. Children are watching this and stuff. You're going to teach people to mock others that have a different worldview. Go pound sand.
Some people have just exited a few moments ago after witnessing this historic moment. And look, I saw Ryan Chandler, I saw Aaron Gilchrist. Certainly, Florida is the premier seat.
Listen,
to this
you know
moment
what speaking of flat earthers, you know what flat earthers are doing that I've seen them with their experiments? Okay, they don't shoot rockets up into the sky or have high altitude balloons and stuff and then cut to a cheesy virtual graphic and just leave it on the screen and then go back and talk about the exhaust and the expression on the kids' faces and all this crap. I see them actually setting up lasers and getting live on the scene and like trying to do experiments and recording every single angle, every single step of the way there. So I applaud the flat earthers. What are you going to do? What are you going to do? You're doing nothing. You're in a studio. You're a speaker. You're reading from a teleprompter. You're a talker. You're a talking head. Okay, don't give me that crap. What are you gonna do? There's flat earthers. Ha ha ha. You got people that don't believe that we went to the moon. Dude, there's vastly more people that are moon landing deniers than there are flat earthers. But you just lumped them all into one category, which is they all think the earth is flat, which is ridiculous because it's super not. You know what I mean? God, that really irritates me when they do that. All right, what's going on over here? These people are watching a movie.
Seeing the excitement from all the kids and just how much it meant to them, too.
All the kids. Jesus, man. Can I hear from the grown-ups, like the open-minded, intelligent thinkers? Let's interview conspiracy theorists. That's what I want to do. I want to interview people who have an alternative view of what might be happening here. I don't want to hear about the expression on the kids' faces and how the kids are feeling about this. Dude, I'm an adult. This is an adult show. These are adult things, okay? They want the kids to be enamored with NASA and dinosaurs and all this, stuff like that, pirates and whatever. Like, can we speak as adults about adult topics? Can we be mature and handle, the scientific inquiry behind the scientific method itself? Can I be allowed to ask questions and interrogate and say, hey, what's going on? What's happening right now? What stage are we at? I don't want to, I want to see it. I want to talk to them. There should be open communication. There's not. This is all top secret hush hush crap. Then you have like this glitchy, weird, look at this glitchy space video. It's like glitching out. Anyways, let's see what this chick says.
And I tend to think that maybe there were a few future astronauts in this crowd here tonight.
Yeah, absolutely. In that crowd here in Los Angeles and in Cape Canaveral, where Ryan Chandler was just reporting from, absolutely, all across the world. Thanks so much, Emily. And you might be asking, maybe you're...
I'm going to ban the word absolutely. You guys are not allowed to say that word anymore. It's one of the most overused words, usually preceded by O. Oh, absolutely. Oh, absolutely. Like, just stop. Go buy a thesaurus. Look up a few different words in place of that. Sprinkle them onto your conversation, Stop saying that word. Anyways, south of Memphis says, Jay, when Elon shot his car up there, he live streamed it. So he says, so he should be able to live stream that. I know, right? You could live stream the freaking car that you shot into space for like days on end. Remember this little dummy driving the car or whatever, allegedly? But this is what we get. We get the blue screen of death. We have to cut back to Capcom or whatever is happening here.
Those visual images coming from Orion. But Doctor, let's start with the top of your list. What are you most excited about for when we do land on the moon?
Wow, when we land on the moon, honestly, I can't even. Those first steps, those first words. I'm like you. I didn't get to live through this before. I haven't seen a rocket launch in person either. And I've said it before, and I'll say it again. I want to look at the moon. I want to go outside my house, look at the moon, and know that there are people walking on it. Mm-hmm. That's really exciting for me. We won't be able to see them, of course. But knowing that people are there at that moment, I think, is going to be really, really special.
That's called believing. That's called, I believe there are people up there. That's not knowing, okay? That's not how that works.
is now underway. It does seem like chapter 1 of this incredible space age, and so much of it has to do with the moon. We were seeing, the cryo fueling, and listening to them describe liquid hydrogen and liquid oxygen going into those tanks to fuel that rocket out of our orbit. And then you think, this is going to the moon, and this is going to the southern end of the moon where there is ice, and that ice eventually will be mined, H2O. You pull that apart, you have hydrogen, and you have oxygen, right? I mean, that is jet fuel. How much work do you see happening in terms of, where we are technically?
You have hydrogen and you have oxygen. That is jet fuel. That's called water. Sorry, go ahead.
In terms of how to propel us further from where we've ever gone.
It literally is water, though. You can literally break apart water into elements to power cars and engines and all kinds of stuff.
So this Orion capsule is going to take people around the moon, but it's not going to be what's landing people on the moon in this version of the Artemis missions. And so we're still working on the lander. So it's either going to be SpaceX, the Starship from SpaceX,
working on the lander,
or it's going to be something from Blue Origin.
Listen, it should be infinitely easier to land on the moon than it is to land back on Earth. If the moon has 1/4 of the gravity of Earth, if the moon has 1/4 of the gravity, because 1/4 of the size, I'm assuming that's how that works, then yeah, you should be able to easily just float on down and land on the moon, no problem. What do you mean you're working on it? Like, you're landing all these rockets back down onto the Earth. What is the deal? You could probably just have the astronaut jump out of the craft and literally do like a superhero smash down on the moon, and he'd be fine.
For the last 25 years, and 3 of those astronauts that are on their way to the moon have done that for months at a time. And so really, even though there's been some kind of pauses and differences in the space program in the last several decades, it's all been leading us up to this moment.
Yeah, Dr. Rice, I'm so glad you brought up, what has become mundane and what will probably become mundane going forward, because you get into some technical questions. And I do have some toys here, so I'm hoping that you walk me through. This is obviously is the SLS, right? And so SLS, so we've got the tiny little Orion that is inside of the tippity top. Obviously, the abort launch system, that's already gone. But now we've got what's effectively that capsule, and then the rest of this is all gonna burn up somewhere. Yeah. But this
somewhere.
Space semi-truck of the future.
It's just going to burn up?
And, we were having this discussion in the newsroom.
Oh my God, dude, this used to be the mentality of people like 50 years ago. You could just toss trash in the ocean, it'll just disappear. Yeah, just dump the garbage into the ocean, it'll just disappear. That's all. If you just drop things from way high up in the sky, it'll just disintegrate. That's not how that works.
Mission is really going to be about sending that capsule up. We've got the Orion now floating around, and then interfacing with either this or Blue Origin's version, right? And this is the big question mark. Like, are we going to put people on this semi-truck? Is that going to go to the moon? How do you see this question mark being filled in?
From what I understand, I think so. This is all very, very new, also because it was only announced a couple months ago that they were shifting the landing from Artemis 3 to Artemis 4. So now, as I understand it, Artemis 3 will be the testing of this docking. I believe that's going to be a crewed mission, but I think the testing of the docking might still happen in Earth orbit.
Answer the question.
Because then that's going to be much easier to, you'll be.
How do you get the creamer onto the bullet? Or whatever,
yeah, those systems are still being worked out. There's a lot still to adjust with the technology. This is the first time that it's this NASA commercial crew, this partnership between NASA and these industry partners.
People forget this has already happened multiple times. He's asking you a simple question: how do you get the little docker deal to dock to the rocket? It's a simple question. How does that even work? Where do you do it? On the front, on the side? Where is the spot? It's a pretty simple question. No, we're still working on that. We're still working that part out. It's awesome. The science is awesome. You know what I mean?
All at the same time. And I don't know if we've really wrapped our heads around what all of that means. But, you know, this thing is still, you know, we haven't seen it land. It hasn't been caught. This part has been caught by those chopsticks, mechzilla things, but this, we still need to see that caught. And, you know, at some point, when you look at this stack versus this stack, as I understand it, this thing is anywhere from $2 to $4 billion. If they get this right, this whole reusable system is somewhere between like 10 to $100 million. That's like a Ferrari that you just send up and then you just never use again to get from point A to point B, versus a Prius that you send up and then it comes back, and then you send up and it comes back. But oh yeah, that Prius can carry like 100 times more payload. If it would have not been for this space race that we're in, it would have made sense that we would be waiting for this type of technology.
Stop saying that. There is no space race. We as in humanity, are not in any kind of space race. Nobody is excited, you know, about going to the moon. You people aren't going to do anything on the moon. You haven't told us your plans of why it is important to actually go to the moon, except to learn the mysteries of creation. Like, you're going to go up there and stare at the moon, and it's just going to reveal like you're on mushrooms or something. Like all of creation's going to reveal itself to you. They literally said that. I'm not even joking right now, okay? The astronauts who are up there right now, allegedly, said that's their mission, is to go up and stare at the moon until all of creation reveals itself to them. That's almost a quote, okay? That's pretty damn close to what they actually said. I can't remember their exact words, but it was something like that.
But, you know, we want to know. Will shit, so many of us are on those four aspects.
Doctor, I have out here. First, I want to.
Yeah, I mean, they brought back hundreds of pounds of moon rock samples that we're still studying, and we're still learning from, because our technology to study that.
They didn't lift off on that little thingy, that little moon. You know what I'm talking about, right? With hundreds of pounds of rocks or whatever. I'm not believing that one, sorry. And how did they get into, how did they film that? I want to see them get out of this vehicle and get into the next one. You know what I mean? I want to see that with their Santa Claus sack full of hundreds of pounds of moon rocks or whatever.
Those samples is getting better and better and better. We're even older, that we don't actually know that much about that. We don't know exactly how it formed. We have theories, but we're still testing those theories. And so this combination of
don't speak for me, lady, if that's, you know, your deal. I know how the moon formed. I feel confident on my perspective and my theories. You have no idea. You have no clue. Don't include the whole world. There are many independent researchers and people that just spend hours upon hours, days upon days, years upon years, trying to figure these mysteries out. Just because you personally don't know, don't project that onto everybody.
Exciting, exciting times. Thank you so much for being.
We don't know how the moon was created.
With NBC News Correspondent Center, and Aaron, for this.
Capsule, which the crew has named Integrity. That's the proper name that they're using for the capsule. It has the solar array has deployed at this point. It is locked into place. You have 15,000 solar panels, in essence, solar cells that are collecting energy from the sun and converting that into electricity for the capsule to use while it's in space. We know that the crew will eventually be able to remove their space suits. This is really a system that is individually designed for each astronaut.
Who was that? That was Winjo in the chat, says, I love you, Jay, but these people are insulting our intelligence. Listen, Winjo, they're not. They're not insulting your intelligence. Don't take it personally, because that means you're the one that they're aiming for. You're not. Don't be offended. Don't think that they're insulting your intelligence. They're insulting everyone else's intelligence, not mine. That's why I can laugh. That's why I can goof around and have fun, because I can see through to the truth of the matter. I'm trying not to sound as a matter of fact, but in my world, I know what they're doing. They're trying to blow up the moon. They've already admitted, they've already told about it, which is the firmament. and there is a firmament above us. They're trying to go up there to open the sky, to let some of this pressure out, to lower the temperature across the world. You know what I mean? So I wouldn't be offended. You know what I mean? Like, I can understand. I've been there. Trust me. But it's not directed at you. It's not directed at me. It's directed for the sleepwalkers. This is their lullaby. This is the song to sing them to sleep, to keep them entranced. There was a 7.8 earthquake pretty much right when the launch happened, and it's very close to being the antipode of Florida. Wow. For those of you who don't know, antipode means like the opposite side of the earth from Florida. Antipode of Florida, opposite side of the earth. CJC in the chat said, JayDreamerZ, would you please consider performing a rap like now? A rap? Maybe. I'm feeling kind of goofy and fun. Which rap? Which one? I don't know. You don't know which ones I have. Jace, which one do you like me to, of all my raps? You don't know? I don't know. How about one that's relevant to what's going on here? Let me see if I can find a beat. Let's see if we do that. Let's have some fun. All right, free rap beat. Thank you so much for the super chat too, by the way. Here, let me put your comment on screen. Boom. All right, let me just look up free, royalty free. Actually, you know what? I could do this. I got a website that I pay for free music. All right. Hold on. Let me see if I can find a nice little beat. But I'm not going to share my screen because I don't want you guys to have all my passwords. So, take that down. Let's log in. I might do one. Let me see if I could find a beat I like. I don't really like to rap a cappella that much. I can, but... Alright, let's go to... search. Where's the search? Ah, here we go. Rap beat. Boom. Let's do about 90 BPM. That's my area of comfort. 90. We'll do... Hold up. Where's BPM? BPM is beats per minute, just so you guys know. We'll go between 88 and 90. Good. Hold on. I'm having issues here. I don't know. I'll just set it to maximum 88 or 90, I guess. 95. I could do 95 too. Alright, boom. Now, let me see. Can you guys hear this? This is a creepy sounding beat. Oh snap. Okay, it's not bad. Okay, this is for CJC. Thank you so much for the super chat. Appreciate it. What if we got it backwards and dragons live and they practice black magic to fracture men? We became enraptured with the raptor's grin. The Grim Reaper is back, a Jurassic end, and with a pen in hand they devised a plan to collide with the light and divide the man. They provided the planet with high demands and decided to hide from the eyes of man. And now they watch us through every camera lens, and they watch us do what they family says. And now they got you and they clammy hands, but not me. I'm free, I'm radioactive. Why? I aspire to be. I set fire to the minds that are higher than me, and I'll inspire the world to see conspiracy at work in their lives, then retire the beat. I'm like Neo fighting fate in the movie The Matrix. I'm trying to enlighten other people to agents, and they tricks are not gonna test my patience. This magic of mine can time travel on pages. The stage is set, the play begins. The battle's for the mind, which side is gonna win? It's a pivotal point, so pick a critical path. The hypocritical critics give us subliminal ads, and then they try to distract us. They lie to react us. If we don't buy it, they try to subtract us. Yo, I'm a cactus by the laws of attraction. They can't touch me, so it must be that I'm radioactive. Okay, That's good. That's it. That was it. Oh boy, thank you. CJC, thank you so much for your your super chat. Don't super chat me and ask me to rap. Because that was a one-time thing just for today. I want to get back to that was a decent beat. The moon thing. I need to make a rap about the moon, actually. Me and London. I don't know if London raps. We should do a moon rap. All right, let's see what they're talking about.
Mission specialists.
But as you can hear, them talking, they've been discussing not a full loss of communication, but definitely some issues. It sounds like there were moments in which the control room could not hear the capsule, and yet the capsule was receiving communication at all times from mission control. So we did not see a lot of the video streams that many people were expecting at the beginning of the launch. And after,
good question. Hold up, I got a newbie in the chat. I want to help him out. Suni Ferreira says, can you tell me what the plasma apocalypse is? Yes. So listen, on my playlist, I have a plasma apocalypse playlist. It's the first one, and there is a thumbnail on the first video, and it says start here. Click on that. It's like a 7-minute video. Okay, there's visuals and stuff. It goes over the gist of all the plasma apocalypse. Okay, but just since you're here right now, I don't mind helping you out. The plasma apocalypse is the electromagnetic reversal, where the inner Earth gases burst out of the surface and they ionize and they create pillars of light that shoot up to the sky. And during the neutral point, the magnetism that holds in our atmosphere and keeps our atmosphere pressurized lets go. It disappears. So all of that gas that's being held in rushes to the apex, and it punches a hole in the sky, and our atmosphere up here on the surface depressurizes, and it leads to all hell breaking loose, basically. But it also leads to a lot of magic and a lot of interesting things that happen, and in a re-energized atmosphere, a reinvigorated lifespans here on the surface, magical creatures coming into our world from below, some from above, and what else? Yeah, it leads to a golden age, basically. Anyways, welcome to my channel. Do check out that video. If you have any more specific questions, feel free to ask. Empress, thank you so much. Super appreciate you. I am. Thank you so much. Appreciate you. Jeeps, thank you. Appreciate you. What else we got? I'm like pretty far back in the chat right now. Oh, sweet. Thanks, Lee. All right. I'm glad you guys liked that. Everybody's rocking out to the music. Please make this your intro. I don't know, maybe. Make an album. Oh, damn. You guys are, you know, tempting me. I used to always want to. I was an aspiring rap artist. You know, back in the day. Back in the day when I was young, I'm not a kid anymore. Thank you. Wow, you guys are very kind. I need this on my playlist. Yeah. Nah, Jay going crazy. I wasn't even ready. You asked for it, so I brought it. What do you expect on a live stream? Come on, man. We gotta raise the roof. We gotta do something interesting. Let's watch this dude play with his rocket.
Billions of dollars into the SLS, but as I understand it, you know, this is the heavy lift, right? This is the Starship, and unfortunately, I don't have a model yet of the New Glenn, but it's about the same size, and yet when it comes to getting this to the moon, as I understand it, you got to get this up there, then you got to top it off with more jet fuel, more rocket fuel, and that is something that I don't think a lot of people realize is going to be a very complicated feat, right?
Yeah, and like you said, I mean, you did reference the chopsticks. I was listening into the conversation. I think what makes this so important is that they become reusable. The issue with NASA rockets in the past is that they've shot them up and they fall off or go into the ocean or burn up in orbit on return. And for that reason, they're essentially unusable. You're just shooting it off into space and it turns into space garbage. But the idea with what Blue Origin...
I did hear you mention the chopstick thing, so I'd like to talk about that, if you don't mind.
astronomical because you're able to catch it back here on planet Earth and then use it and shoot it up again with the fuel that you basically just have to reload into the empty canister. And so I think that that is something that's probably going to be in discussion, but for something...
Amy F., thank you so much for your PayPal donation. I just got that notification. Yes, thank you. Cheney, what's up, Cheney? Cheney lives 45 miles from the launch pad. That's all I got for now. Let me jump back in here.
I'll have to see.
Yeah, it's the pivot, the quick pivot that NASA has done and setting their sights on a lunar base on the moon. I mean, so much of it, you have to ask, is it related to what we're seeing from the Chinese Space Agency and their cooperation with Russia? How do you see that?
Yeah, and look, I think that
There's the lunar base on the moon. There it is in all of its glory. There's a picture. You'll never see that. There will never be, no one's going to walk around on it. You cannot land on it. That's a luminary. If they touch down on anything, it will be the firmament. That is the only solid structure above your heads that you can walk on, I'll say. Okay, there might be some floaties up there in between, in the space between the surface and up there, the firmament. But dude, listen, all this moon stuff is just a reference to the firmament. Why do you think the moon is white? It's ice. It's the light is passing through the ice of the firmament, and it's showing you an inverse image in the sky of itself. That's what's going on. Look at this. Doesn't that look like a beach ball? I want to hit that. Let's see what he's saying.
Front of this development for a while now. And I would argue that a lot of people will look at what's going on in China. Certainly, they have a very robust state project that they're developing over there. But I do think that when it comes to the American enterprise, those private companies that you talk about SpaceX, which, by the way, today we just got news that they're reportedly going to file an IPO that could be something like $1.75 trillion. I mean, that can't be understated enough.
It's got some ears, too.
Yeah, I do not think we fully understand how game-changing a lot of that technology is going to be. Brian Chung, thanks so much. Let's listen back in. I heard some chatter on the NBC, on the NASA feed that's coming in right now as we look at these live pictures coming from the Orion space.
Why are we messing with the news? Let's go to NASA's official channel. Bam. What is that garbage? I don't want to watch that. Okay, live. No, that's PBS. NASA, boom, live. Artemis 2. Let's see what we got. Look at that. Okay, let's check it out. What is that? There's already weird stuff. There's already some weird stuff going on here.
On its own, and I have a blinking amber fault light.
What is all this stuff? You see all that debris?
Talking about it.
You see all that? What is this stuff? What are these little thingies? I wish I could make that bigger. Wow, did I do that? Look at all the stuff floating around. What is that? Look at that. It's floating on past. Yo, back when... Hey, Philip Whitman. Good vibes. Thank you so much, Philip. High five.
Are available in Alpha 2.
Hey, if somebody leaves a super chat, take a quick second and like the super chat in the chat. There's a little thumbs up there. He's got 12 likes right there. You know, that's just, you don't even have to say thank you to him or whatever. You just hit that little thumbs up. Mine was number 13, Philip. I appreciate it. You know, you guys showing love to each other whenever somebody supports me. That means a lot to me. And it'll mean a lot to them too, you know? They like to see the thumbs up go up on their comments. All right, let me see what he's saying. Oh, he's not saying anything. But look at this. Remember back when JayDreamerZ was a flat earther and he did really good space videos? Shout out to JayDreamerZ too, by the way. Okay? I know, I'm sorry for everyone that was angry at the whole Antarctica thing, but I don't care. Listen, what I care about is he brought the space bubble thing to my attention. And now I'm paying attention when I'm looking at all this stuff. Floaties out there in the vacuum of space. Here's a question. Why don't they have one of those 360 cameras on this bad boy? You know what I mean? Like, why not just slap a whole bunch? Like, just put a magnet on them. I'm sure the thing is, metal, right? Just put, like, I don't know, all kinds of cameras. One facing all these different directions, or have one that moves around or something like that. maybe an infrared one, you know, like all kinds of, let's use the technology at our disposal. At least we got something to look at though, instead of a graphic. Let's go inside. I want to watch the astronauts make out with each other. That's probably what they're doing. That's my guess. Probably already splashed down. Now we're cutting to the feed from the Hollywood side of things. All right, where are we? Micrometeors might damage them. Micrometeors. There's no micrometeors. You know what I mean? I don't believe in that stuff. Little tiny specks of dust that fly 5 million miles an hour and can pierce through anything or whatever. We'd all be dead. You know what I mean? I don't know if I believe the micrometer thing. Is there dust up there? Yeah, because they're in the atmosphere. This right here, if it is up there above our heads, is our atmosphere. This is the dark space that is between the surface and the dome. They're just floating around in space, probably following the jet stream. They don't even need little spritzes of air or whatever. They're just following the jet stream, right in the middle, in the southern hemisphere, right? You know all satellite dishes point south if you're in the northern hemisphere? Check it out. If you ever need to orient yourself, you don't have a compass or anything, and you're driving around and you see a satellite dish, you can automatically and instantly know exactly what direction you're facing. Because if you know all satellite dishes face south, or face the equator, right? The jet stream above, because they're all just hovering around in the winds up there, then you can know what direction you're facing. Or if you're in the south, you just reverse that, because all of them should face north inversely. MK Rumpy's in the chat and says, JayDreamerZ, I'm late to the live stream. But I hope that you mentioned that the radiation of space is supposed to fry cameras according to the first moon landing. I did not mention that. I did not. I don't know. Yeah, that's interesting. Thank you for sharing that. All right, Lucy Rose Up is in the chat and says, I was referring to Jay talking about the thumbs up on the people who donate or whatever. It's the little things in life, you know? It is. You guys' little things, people notice. I notice. I might not always call it out or say it or whatever, but dude, I love the little things. I notice when the like goes up by 1. You know what I mean? I notice whenever people leave constructive comments or are being encouraging or, you know, making friends in the chat or, you know, all that stuff. I notice who's funny. I notice who's tries to be funny. Like me. Let's see. Leaving Babylon? Where is she? She's in the chat. Where you at, Madeline? Oh, there you are. High five, leaving Babylon. Oh, hey, check this out. Madeline, check this out. So I'm gonna break down this new Mission Impossible movie this weekend, hopefully. And dude, you don't have to watch it or anything, but at the beginning they show this submarine that's carrying this artificial intelligence or whatever, and you unlock it with this cruciform key. And they say that they're in the Arctic under the ice shelf. And they say that they're in the, damn, I just lost the name of it. What's that called? The Bering Strait. They're in the Bering Sea. Anyways, I thought that was very interesting. I thought of you when I saw that. You might find the movie interesting. I don't know. I did. How many people believe this? Naomi for truth or Naomi Ruth for truth. Most people on Earth, unfortunately, believe this. That's my guess. I'd say 90, if I had to put a number on it, it's in the high 90s. 99%? 99% of all people on Earth, according to a JayDreamerZ study. According to an independent researcher's study. Yeah, I'd say probably 99. Oh, you did see it. Yeah, boom. Yes, so see, we're here. I knew you were gonna go, oh my god. Oh, what else? Let's see. Anything else? Oh, I'm glad that you liked it. Thank you. I was also rapping on that other channel I was just a guest of too. Well, I wasn't really rapping, but they played one of my rap videos. I have a few rap videos, like music videos out there floating around. You guys have fun searching for those. They're not bad. How am I being? I am being good. Thank you, Commander Hector. I've been okay. I've been really busy. Got all kinds of projects I'm working on. And I'm going to go in a minute just so you guys know, because I just wanted to do that rocket launch deal with you guys, but I miss spending time with my son. He's behind the green screen right now just listening. And I'm going to go be dad in just a bit. And, you know, make dinner and just do dad stuff. The opening scene when Tom Cruise exits the trailer, they show the anode cathode in Mount Meru. Oh yeah, is today Passover too? Right? That's interesting that they would do that. April Fools and Passover, same day. Is it Passover? When is Passover? The evening of Wednesday, April the 1st. So technically, you can't really say it is Passover, okay? I'm gonna help you guys out technically, okay? So according to Hebrew tradition, the Passover day, which begins at nighttime, would start when you can witness, or someone could witness, or when this should happen, the first 3 stars appear in the night sky. That's the official, that's when someone should blow the shofar, and that starts Passover, technically. I mean, that's how every day starts within the Hebrew calendar. It goes from night to night is actually the day. Everything's inverse and backwards. But the reason you look for the first 3 stars is because the thing is established by 2 or 3 witnesses, as it says in the Bible. So the first 3 stars that you see, which you could probably include Venus, I guess, you know, as a star or whatever. But that's technically when it is, not just evening, whenever you determine it to be evening. That's the actual technical explanation. What else? Anything else in the chat? What's for dinner? I don't know. I don't know what is for dinner, honestly. Yeah, I don't know. That's a good question. I did set some stuff out earlier, but it might be too late to cook it because it takes a long time. Hey, Jace, will you please go put that back in the fridge? The stuff that I set out. Yeah, oopsie. Oopsie. I don't know, it might be pizza for dinner. Possibly. Alright, oh, you like the Mjolnir. Thank you. Yeah, I bought that. I thought that was cool. I have this one. I have this one on today. My mom gave me this one. It's a compass. I don't know if you guys can see that little compass star. It actually spins around. I like that one. And I have Mjolnir, which is Thor's hammer. Oh, very nice. Hey, good luck on your artwork, Commander Hector. CJC is in the chat and says, JayDreamerZ, thanks for your time and this eye-opening information. Your breakdown is the only way I can view and listen to this BS. You're very welcome. I'm glad I could bring a smile to your face. Alright, cool. It's always hazy and murky in space, right? What's up with all this haze? What is the deal there? What is that? You know what I mean? That's a good point. Shouldn't be any haze. Throne of Yah says, JayDreamerZ, what's the title of the mission to blow up the moon again? It's called A119. Project A119. Probably related to Project A118, A117, A116, A115, A114, A113, and so on and so on and so on. Hey, there she is. Glad you can make it, Miami. MST3K2. Good to have you back. Let's see. My mom is here? What are you talking about? WJ Mom? What does that mean? Is my mom in the chat? I don't see her. Alright, cool. I'm gonna take off. The new credits will be out tomorrow. So until then, thanks for watching, spending some time with me, having some laughs, talking about some serious stuff, and you know, ultimately fellowshipping with one another. So until next time, I'm JayDreamerZ saying good vibes and goodbye.